Hello and welcome to the United Devil channel with me, JB. I hope we're all doing really well this Friday night, Friday the 14th. It's when the weekend is nearly upon us. And yeah, let me know in the chat how your week is going. If you're doing anything exciting today, it'd be really cool. Just if you guys can let me know how your week's going in the chat, get in there. This is the Friday night show. I thought I would do something a little bit different tonight. I'll do something maybe entertaining. Some of you did seem to like this the last one, so I just thought that I would do this evening, and yeah, just sort of see where we get to on it. So first thing tonight really is we're going to go through a tier list of all the United kits and sort of see where we are on that this evening. So get into the chat. Let me know where you're watching from. First thing to say really is get into the chat. All I will say is obviously be as respectful as you possibly can in the chat to everybody else. Be respectful to yourselves. Be respectful to the community. Be respectful to me. Otherwise, the old banner hammer comes down, and of course, we absolutely do not like to do the banner hammer. But these things do happen. Also, as well, I'm not a dictator of the chat. I have my opinion the same as yours. I really do read out your opinions on here as well. So let me know in the chat your opinions. I'll give you mine. This really is your show. So this really is about what you want to do tonight. This truly is your show. So so tonight again, get in there. Let me know about what you've seen today. We did do a little bit of a transfer show today as well, so just to give you an update. So if you've got any questions in regards to that, please let us know. We did go a little bit on the sale, but as I say, tonight is one of those shows. Tonight's show really is about you. I thought we could bring something fun into the show tonight, do a little bit of another tier list. Let me know about the stream as well, because sometimes these streams can be a little bit hit and miss. It really depends, really. It can be an absolute pain. So I can't always see what it's like in the chat. So it can be quite a massive pain in the butt as it was. So yeah, get into the chat, guys, and let me know what's going on. Let me know what is going on in the chat. So we're going to go through another tier list. As I said, I've already done this. I've already done one already this week as well. So I just thought it'd be quite cool just to go through this list, and then we can go through a couple of other bits and pieces as well. So really, without further ado, I am going to go into it, let's go for it. So when I look at these kits, so this is getting to an era now where I was probably getting a little bit older as it was. So these are kits to now I was really probably well into my 20s. So some of these kits for me, and again, what I want to know with these particular kits is because these are going to be more so synonymous with some of you younger crew in the chat. Chris Blaze says, good evening, Chris. I hope you're doing extremely well this evening, my friend. So look, we're going to go through this tonight. We're going to go through the kits. These kits, as I say, these are the sort of ARG kits. So these are from 2006. Scotty is in the house. Big it up for Scott. Scott is the man. Scott is one of the moderators, absolute legend of this channel. So please get in there and give him a like. So how we do this is basically going to score kits from legendary kits, legend kits, class kits, cult kits, average kits, and bad kits. Now, a lot of my legendary kits are in the previous video, so that's there. So that's from the Sharp era, that's from 92 until now. And these kits are kind of, as I said, they're going to be from about 2006 all the way to 2000. 14. I'll then do a part 3 as well. So part 3 will be kind of all the 2015 Chevrolet all the way through to now. So these ones are probably, if you're probably like in your 30s, 20 years old, these are sort of going to be those ones. So I'm going to start off with a kit that I think is an automatic, I think, legendary shirt. So I am going to start off with a legendary shirt. I think is a legendary shirt. Let me go through. Let me see if I can find it. Which one is it? I think, let's go through. Here we go. Here we go. So this shirt for me is a legendary shirt. Probably the last of the legendary shirts for me, in my opinion. And you guys can give me your opinion on this one. I want to be led by you guys tonight, right? This truly is your show tonight. So get in your questions as well as when we're talking through these kits. But I really want your input into this tonight because I'm going to be a bit biased. These kits are probably not my era. So this is the first kit. Yeah, this is the last time we won the Champions League kit. This is that, I think, this is the 08 09 kit. So this kit went from 07 to 09. Yeah, I had this kit. I think this is an absolute legendary kit. Get in the chat. Let me know what you think about this kit. For me, what have we got in the chat already? Danny B, legend of the chat, my friend. Hello, brother. Thanks for the update, sir, about United from Uganda. No problem at all, my friend. Hope you're doing extremely well. Scott says, first, what one is legendary? What is your opinion about Fenerbahce? Greetings from Turkey. Look, come on, Jay, do it for me. Just put the white one right. So what we'll do, right? This is what we'll do. Is we'll go just for Scott. I'm gonna leave that one for a second, and we're gonna go for the white one first. So let's call it up because let's be fair to Scott. I'm going to be fair. You know, I am a man of the people. So we're going to go. I think it's this blue one, isn't it? I think it is this one. Yeah, it is. It looks black, but it's not. So it's this blue one. And again, you know, this is from that season, isn't it? This is from the legendary season. It looks a bit dark blue, but it is. I can assure you that it is. That it is the white and blue one, and just for Scott, and guys, again, this is opinion. I'm going to have my picks tonight. You can have your picks. I'm happy to change this around. This is your show. So for Scott, personally, I'm going to put this one in legendary status. So, you know, I get it. It was part of that season. I'm going to leave the red one till last. But yeah, look, I'm happy to be steered. Scott says I still have that one. Chris says it's clean. Evening people. Dino, legend of the chat. Desmond Clint says the Hill Dickinson Stadium is the stadium in Europe. You know, I should do something similar. Galatasaray is the one what was signed, what got washed out. Oh Jesus, Scott. So what do you think? Can Portugal qualify for FIFA World Cup 26? I think they have, haven't they? I thought they'd qualified already. So I said the all blue one is probably the best one from this era. So Chris. So just for Chris then, and again, this is your show tonight. So I want to know, Chris, which one. So I'll put some up, and you tell me, Chris. Just for you, you can have a pick tonight. I'm happy for you guys to pick tonight. So Scott has got his one up. As a legendary pick. Now, when you say the all blue one, are we talking about this one? So if you can tell me, are we talking about this one, Chris? Let me know, Chris, if this is the one that you're talking about. And you tell me, and I'll happily put that wherever you want it to go. So if you tell me in the chat, Chris, get in there. Tell me about which one you want to put up, and I'll happily put this one up for you. So if it's this one, let me know, and I will put it up. The Ronaldo versus Arsenal one. Is it ARG best kits, black and white? Do you have these 07 season jersey? Do I have the 07 season jersey? The Ronaldo versus Arsenal one. So I think it is the ARG one, isn't it? Is it? It must be that one then, isn't it? So it must be. It must be. So it must be. Yeah, it's this one. Yeah, it must be this one. So okay, I'm going to put this one up there then. I'm going to put this one up there then. Legendary one then. And look, tell me if I get it wrong, and I will happily change it. But just for Chris, all blue one. Cristiano against Arsenal. I remember that one. Yeah. And guys, get in your opinions as well. Do I have the Ronaldo 07-08 jersey? I don't have it, but I'm slowly collecting the jerseys. As I say, class all day. Do I think Portugal can qualify for the World Cup? Have they not qualified? I thought they'd qualified already, but there you go. So next kit. So we've done the blue one. We've done that one. So for me, what are we going to go for next? We've done that one. Okay, so I'm going to go for the next kit. I'm going to choose. I personally don't think it's a legendary kit, but again, you guys lead me because I think this is a cult top because of the goal that Rooney scored in it. You can tell me if you think I'm wrong on this one, but I think that this one is. I think this one is a. I'm just going to be quiet and just put it on screen. I think this one for me is a cult one. You could put it as class. I think it is a class shirt, but for me, I think I'd put it in cult as well, because the reason I'd put it in as cult is because of that goal that he scored. Whenever I think about this shirt, I always think about that goal that he scored. I always think about that goal that he scored against City, the way that he smashed it. Undefeated says United all day long. All day long. Cult, Dino, yeah. I think cult as well. So I'm going to go cult because I do think that shirt cult. I don't think it's a legendary shirt, but I understand why people would do it. But for me, I think that is definitely a cult shirt. And I'm going to go for another cult shirt as well for me. And again, you guys get in there. Get in there with your comments. Tell me if you think I'm a wally. Tell me if you think I'm being, a bit dumb. Another shirt that I think is a cult shirt, and I'll tell you why for me. Another red shirt is going to be this one. So again, it seems like these are the City shirts, but again, this reminds me of the Michael Owen winner. This reminds me of that season. This is the 09-10 season. It just reminds me of that season. It just reminds me of that season. More remembered for the Rooney goal. Exactly. Casemiro will lead us to a title 21, says Mr. Freeze. Look, I hope so. Tonight is not about me. It's not about me, pumping on the players tonight. This really is about, us having a little bit of fun tonight. Ultimately, do I think that we'll win the league with Casemiro? I don't know. Let me just do something. So, what do I think? Look, this shirt for me, this is, where are we? What shirt are we on? Yeah. So this shirt for me is the 09-10 season. I think for me this is a cult shirt. I think it's a cult shirt on the basis that it's a cult shirt for me on the basis of the Owen goal. It's the season Chelsea won the title on the offside goal. Average was never a fan of this one. Average. Look, I'm happy to be steered. The only reason for me that it's a cult shirt, the only single reason for me that it would be was because of that Owen goal. I love that shirt, but we didn't win the league that season, so I'm more than happy to be steered. And look, guys, I'm a man of the people. I'm a man of my word. Yeah, we'll put this into the average shirt. Again, I think another one I'd put into the average, and you guys can tell me on this one as well. Let me get it up. Where are we? Let's get another average shirt in. I think this is an average shirt. Okay, so we've got that one up. So let's do. I think here we go. So I think this one is probably another average shirt. And again, you can correct me if you think I am wrong on this one. But I think this is another average shirt. I was never a fan of this shirt. I was never really a fan of this. Again, this is a 09, 010 kit. I was never a fan of that whatever that was, blue tick stripe thing. Never a massive fan of that. Not in a billion years. It was never for me. Was never a fan of that. So for me, I would probably put this. Scott says there are only 3 legendary tops, which are white one, all blue and all black. Obertan says Mr. Freeze. There is only 3 legendary top, which are the white one, all blue and all black. Dino says average. Dino says average. Yeah. I mean average. I'm happy to put it there. Okay. The next kit. I am going, from my perspective, could even go in bad. Yeah, bad. Okay, I'm more than happy. I'm more than happy to change that one over. So the next one for me, is I'm going to change it over. By the way, so I'm just going to change this over. I'm going to put it in bad. For me, is another bad kit. Now, unless I'm totally the only person in the room, I think this is an awful kit. I can't stand this kit. Awful kit. You guys can tell me that I'm wrong. I don't mind you telling me that I'm wrong, but I think this is an absolute. I think this is an abomination of a kit. I have nothing nice to say about this particular kit. I think for me, I've got nothing to say. I really haven't. I've got nothing to say on it. This for me is the Luke Shaw of kits, in my opinion. I think it serves no purpose. I don't know who would even write off on this sort of shirt. Like with this sort of shirt, right? Scott says that the Aeon white one is classed the RVP one. Yeah, don't worry. I will put that in there. I will put that one as a class shirt. But we need to talk through this abomination of a shirt, because it is just we just need to have that conversation, really. It is just, I mean, imagine a conversation, right? Imagine a conversation. You're there going, look, we've got these stars. We've got like Van Persie. We've got all these big stars in a team. Van Persie versus Olympiacos. I mean, Van Persie against Villa, was it that goal they scored? And imagine the guy who's like excited, spent all of the summer. Van Persie versus Villa, and you got some guy, some girl, some and they've gone, look, guys, I've got this amazing kit, and they come up with this. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what's worse. I don't know what's worse. Is either the person that came up with that, or the people that agreed that that would be a kit. So I think for me that is an abomination. I think whoever was involved in that should be sacked, and I think that's a stain on this club. I'm kidding, but yeah, it is a bad kit. So we'll go for what should we go for next? Let's go for what should we go for? Why has my thing stopped working? Honestly, my thing stopped working now. Honestly, you can't. You know, I trash talk about kit, and then all of a sudden it then decides to stop working on me. That's what happens, you see. That's what happens when you trash talk a kit. So I'm going to have to do that. Honestly, I'm going to have to do that. Go back to the kits. Go back in there. Here we go. Right. Okay. Are we back on the kits yet? No. Honestly. You insult one kit. No. You insult one set of kits, and then it holds it against you forever. Control Alt Delete. I know, right? Here we go. So no, not that one, because I've done that one already. Scotty's talking about. Here we go. This one. Here we go. This one. Yes, we are talking about this one. We are talking about, again, the 13-14 season. 13-14 season. Bittersweet for me. City winning it in that year, so a little bit bittersweet for me in regards to that. I remember we nearly beat Bayern in that top. So just for Scott. Yeah, class. I agree. I like this kit. I do. I think it's a good kit. I really do agree on that one. I do agree that it's a fantastic kit. Van Persie versus Southampton, maybe even legend. Ooh, okay, Chris. Okay, so you insulted me because I like that kit. I'm gonna now offer this up. Right, I'm gonna offer this up now. So this kit, right? Just I'm just gonna offer this up. Are you guys saying that this kit is a legendary kit? Just let me know. I'm just happy to be overruled on this one. Let me know if you think, and I'll put that into a legendary kit. I want to know the consensus. RVB, Robin, I can't even bloody talk. Robin Van Persie, Yo JB, maximum respect, brother. Hope you're doing well. Greetings from Cape Town. How's things in your pond? Glory. You know we're getting the bush rackets for Everton. I'm starting to feel good. Selwyn, legend, my friend. Hope you're doing extremely well. Title winning, yeah. Look, I am happy to put this one into the kits. I'm happy to do it, guys. I'm happy. As long as you're happy, I'm happy. And we'll go legendary kit. There you go. There we go. Look, it's done. It is done. Legendary kit. It's done. Okay, so the next one. What are we going to do? Next one. Next kit is going to be, I think we go, I know that's a legendary one. Let's go. Done that one. Okay, let's go. I think this is a little bit of a classic kit. I really like this one. There you go. What are we all thinking? What are we all thinking on this one? I do like this kit. I really do. This is from the 06-07 season. So this is 06-07. I like this kit. I really, really do like it. Yeah, this reminds me of This is the one where we bashed up Roma, I think, wasn't it? This was the Roma bashing kit. I like this kit. I'm not gonna lie, I really, really do. That's Robin van Persie all over it. Love the sharp jersey behind you, Andy Cole. Thank you, my friend. Yeah, I am. I do love the jerseys behind me as well. Alan Smith, Hendrik Larsson, Chris. Yeah, all day long, all day long. I love that class. Yeah, agreed. Yeah, that like true. It's got Larsson all over it. It's got Louis Saha. Louis Saha. I mean, Selwyn. I mean, that's a banger. That is Louis Saha, absolute legend. But yeah, I do agree. I think that for me is a little bit of a classy kit, that one. So I'm gonna put it up in there. Let's go for another AIG kit. Let's go for another one. Let's go for. I don't think we've done that one. I don't think we have done. Let's go for this one. Let's go for this one. I don't think we've done this one yet. Let's do this one. AIG. What are we thinking on this AIG shirt? I do again. I like this one. This is from that. So this is from that season as well. This is from the 06. This is from the 06-07 season. AIG for S. Nice. How you do this for Galatasaray? AIG for S. So can you remember Mama Brown? Oh, Juff. I really thought he was going to be a superstar. AIG for legend, Rio all the way, cult. Yeah, agreed. I do agree. I do think that is a little bit of a cult shirt, that one. Loving the comments. How do you do this for Galatasaray? Well, you just need a little bit of hard work, my good friend. Yeah, I agree with you. I think that is a bit of a cult shirt, that one. So we're gonna go cult on that one. So let's do a little bit of cult on that one. So the next shirt, I really like this next shirt. It reminds me of Rooney. It reminds me of Rooney when he went really bald, and then he sort of suddenly had sort of hair again. And you'll see what I mean in a second. This one, I really like this kit. I really do. 10-11 title winning season as well. I love that kit. This one had the Vodafone also, I believe. Yeah, it did. Correct. It sure did. It did. Yeah, it did. That was the one before was the Vodafone one. The white one, AIG one is Chicharito. Yeah, no, it is the Chicharito. The Berber Show. Yeah, it is. I love it. So what are we saying? That's the Berbatov. Yeah, agreed. Was that the one? Which is the one? Was that the Liverpool one where he had a little bit of a field day with Liverpool in that shirt? So again, I'm gonna ask you guys. I'm happy to put that in a class. Agreed with Chris. That one had it did. The Berber Show. So guys, what do we say? Look, Selwyn, I'll let you have this choice. What can I say? I will let you have this choice. Scott's saying cult. I tend to agree, but Selwyn, I will let you have I've let Scott have one. I've let Chris have one. I'll let you have one as well. So you've got a couple of options, mate. Didn't he win the Golden Boot in that season? Scored 5. So I'll give you the choice in this one, mate. Do you want to put it in legend? Do you want to put it in class? Do you want to put it in cult, average, or bad? I'll give you that option. I'll give you that option for that shirt, Selwyn. Where do you want to put that, mate? Cult. So Chris is going cult. Scott's going cult. I'm going cult, but Selwyn's got the final choice. So no pressure there, my friend. I'll let you decide. I'll wait a second and then I'll let Selwyn decide. Okay, cool. So I think we're saying cult, Selwyn. If not, mate, I'll change it back. But cool. Okay, we're doing cult. We're going to do cult. But let me know, Selwyn, if you want to change your mind. Happy days. Next one. I agree with cult. Awesome. Legendary. So what have we got next? So we're going to do. Okay. So you guys are solid. This chat is absolutely immense. So I think the next one for me, I'm gonna. I personally, for me, of all these kits, this one for me would be my legendary kit of this era of kits for a number of reasons. Mainly because of what it represents, and I think for me that this one is a legendary kit for me. Look, you guys can say what you like on this one. For me, this is a legendary kit for a number of reasons. Champions League, Champions League winning kit. I just got that image of Cristiano with that massive Buffon, scored all those free kicks that season. I know this kit went over 2 seasons. CR7, exactly. All red Champions League, exactly. That for me of this era for me was the defining kit for me, and yeah, I think rightfully probably deserves its place as the sort of rightful legendary status kit. I think another kit that I think on premise, Scousy v Barcelona, Chris, exactly that. The next one for me is I think this could fall in a number of areas, right? So it could be class, because I think it is class. It could be is that the one he scored the dirty free kick against David James? Oh, yes, absolutely. And the Scholesy Worldie as well against Barcelona. Yep, it is that one. The next one for me is probably a bittersweet kit. It is probably, you could put it in as a legendary kit. I think you could put it in as a cult kit. You could put it in as a class kit. And of course, I'm talking about the one and only last home kit of Ferguson's era. And of course, we are talking about this one that we won the league in. This Aeon kit that I do have as well. This is probably one of the last football tops of that era that I bought. I think you could put this in a number of categories. I think it really depends. All I can picture is Cristiano crying after the Chelsea game. No, agreed completely. This kit for me, the Cleverley kit, I love it. The Cleverley kit. RVP hat-trick against Villa. Yep. Loving it all. It's so funny, right? That is the Cleverley kit, Scott. Because I always think about him with this shirt. I don't know why. Him and Butner as well. I think Butner was in this kit as well, and he was awful. I have mixed feelings about that one. Hated it when it came out, but RVP saved it. Scott says class. Rooney. Yeah, I mean, I think because this is Fergie's last kit, you could almost legendary. I wouldn't put it in there. Won the league cleverly, and Anderson. I always thought Anderson was a little bit of a wasted talent in some respects, but I was always thinking of RVP when I see that kit. Yes, he was. So I agree with you. I would also put this as a class kit. I do think it is a class kit. Next kit. Let's go through the next one. And guys, this is awesome. Talking me through the memories. I love it. The next one is this Aeon kit as well. No, yeah, we've not done that one yet. Aeon kit. So this kit is from the so this is from the same era as that white one. This is that 2010, 2011 kit. A real workhorse was Anderson. Yes, Anderson was properly underrated without a doubt. So yeah, we've got the Aeon black with that blue. I am not a fan of this kit. Yeah, agreed. My favourite kit ever is the Eric Cantona jersey with the collar and the long sleeves. Yep. So when I think that one, that Eric Cantona, was that the black or the white kit? Because what was the kit? What was the kit that Cantona had? What was the kit that Cantona had with the long sleeve? Which one was it where Cantona kicked the fan? Was that the black kit? And then we used to wear the black one with the we used to wear the black shirt with the blue socks. I'll take a second a minute. So what was this? I think it was this kit. Was it this one? Was it this one where Cantona did the kung fu kit, the kung fu kick? Yeah, was it that one? Was it that one? And then we did the kung fu kick, the black kit. Yeah. So Leo says I liked the blue one with the Aeon on it. Yes, the black kit. The black kit was one against Palace when he whipped that guy's ass. I love it. So what are we saying? What are we saying about this one? So what are we saying? Are we saying that this one is possibly to find impossible to find it long sleeve? I reckon I could probably find it long sleeve somewhere. So what are we saying? Are we saying that this one is pony? Are we saying that this one is a bunch of dog's ass? What are we saying about this one? I think I'm not the biggest fan of that one. I'd more than happily say that is awful. Don't like it, bad. Were you finishing in the league? Were you finishing in the league, Stephen? Mate, that is a good question. Let me just whack this kit into the bad, and then we can talk about it. So let's be whacking this one into the bad. Right, bad kit, naughty kit. So that kit is now buggered off. That kit is now gone into the bin because it's a pile of crap. Yeah, bad. As it is a Friday night show, we can go into that as well tonight. We can do a little shifty. Selwyn says we need to finish top 6. I don't disagree with you. I don't. I still right. So based on, and I'm consistent in my views. Whilst I do agree with Selwyn, I've got to be true to myself, and I've got to say this at the moment, and I'm not changing from this opinion just yet. Is I think that we still finish somewhere between. What's the time in England? It is 11 o'clock, my friend. It is 11. It is 11. 6 minutes past 11 in the evening. Selwyn says it is 1 a.m. by me. Selwyn, you need to get to bed, mate. You need to go and have a sleep. But thank you for being here, my friend. Scott says we'll get top 4, 11 p.m. Now, I'm of the opinion, and I have to be true to myself here. With the players that we've got, the way the current team is, I think we finish between 8th and 10th. I'm not going to shift on that opinion just yet, because I think the inconsistency is still there. I think that we don't have enough depth at the moment to mount a charge for 4. Should we be finishing top 4? Yes. Should we be finishing top 6? Yes. I just don't trust these players, and that's where I've been the whole. I think we're too inconsistent. However, the caveat to that is that you look at how competitive this league is. It is so competitive. It's ridiculously competitive that it's so hard to predict. I still think at the moment, I think if we get reinforcements in, I think that we can push for top 4, top 6. But I think we need to get enforcements into this squad. Without that, I think a good season would be 6th to 8th. But right now, I'm confident of 8. I'm still of the opinion of somewhere between 8th and 10th. But I think if we can get reinforcements and just somehow get consistency, if we can get that, I think we've got every chance of a top 6 or a top 4. Scott says with the next 10 games, if we get 18 to 20 points, then we are cooking. And Scott, I agree, mate. I completely agree. This next run of games will tell us everything that we need to know. Will tell us absolutely everything that we need to know about what we're going to do this season. So, agree, Scott. If we are in the mix after these next games, agree with you. Top 4 is on, but we have to try and get consistency, and we have to get up there. So I think anything's possible. I think anything is possible from this point. I think the good thing about this team is that we can be anything we want to be, but we've got to believe it. Selwyn says it's Saturday night, brother. Smoking flower power, having a beer, enjoying the stream. We were talking about football. Selwyn, I couldn't sum it up better if I tried, my friend. So absolute legend. Let's hope for top 4, says Chris. So I don't disagree. Look, I'm loving the positivity. I think this is the one thing that we need to do in this international break is take stock, talk about this stuff, and actually, you know. So I'm glad we fell so far because Amarin Ranić advised incorrectly, ripped up the team apart from the players we're fighting. Amarin is not plastering, probably he's fixing it like we're going forward. I agree with you, mate. I think Amarin is doing the best with what he's got. And I do think he's and this is why I've supported him. Even after the Grimsby loss, even when we were getting, you know, when I was getting pelters on here, I absolutely believe in this manager, and I want him to succeed. So look, you know, I'll be more realistic when the games start and when I see the next games. But look, we've got to believe, right? We've got to believe. Scott says Arsenal, City will drop points. It's our time to catch up. Believe me, Scott, mate. The one thing I love on here. This is where I'm at, right? Is that I love when you guys are optimistic, right? I think as fans, I think you absolutely have to have that mindset, right? I think it's my responsibility to be as level-headed as I can. I think I've got to play the both sides. I think I've got to try and be as level-headed and offer different viewpoints to different opinions. You know, for example, like with Scott, I love the fact that Scott's like, we're going to win it and we're going to be top 4. I'm a bit more, I'd love to think like that, but X, Y, and Z, right? So what I love in this community is that I think we've got all sorts of opinions, and we absolutely need that. So for every miserable bastard like me, more of a not pessimistic, but more of a logical view, trying to play both sides. Sometimes you do just need someone like Scott going, I don't care. We're going to win it. We're going to smash it. And what's the worst that can happen is that we actually finish top 4 or first. Park, where have you ever been eating rats in your own country? Could vibe worse, could be scouts eating rats in your council house. Scotty's all over it tonight. So yeah, where do I think we'll finish in the league? Anyone's guess. Amrin got rid of all the divas, got rid of who don't care. He's what his predecessors didn't, because he cares. Didn't cares about his reputation. What he's going to bring to the team. Look at how the team is performing. Look, compared to last season, it is night and day with this team. It is night and day. So, Amrin took criticism as well. I'd probably be one of the first to do it as well, but on a critique, not because I want this man to fail. He's starting to do things. So Scott says top 4. I'm loving it, Scott. So, what have we got to do next? So let's go on to. I think could be a divisive kit, maybe. I think this one could be a divisive one. I don't know. I don't like it. Some of you may like it, but it's not for me. I'm not the biggest fan of this kit whatsoever. This is the 11, 12, 13 season kit. Let me know what you think about it. Yeah, let me know. I think that this kit is. I don't know. It is part of the last title winning season. Yeah. I mean, I think for the fact it's in a title winning season, I think for me it's probably average. I can't say I'm the biggest fan of this particular kit, if I'm being totally honest with you. What are we saying? Average, yeah. Scott says, and next season we win the league, we'll get to the quarterfinals of the Champions League. Scott is on it tonight. Scott is going for it. Selwyn says, we score 44 goals in the league and now we have 17 or 90 goals already. Just need 2 more and defensively solid in the attack, starting to gel. Yeah, I think one of the things for me is that we've asked for more goals, but yet we're conceding more as well. So we've asked for more goals. We've got goals. I think defensively we're better, but we're conceding more goals. So yeah, look, if we can stop conceding goals, I think we've got more of a chance in games. But yeah, I am going to put this kit in average. I think it is an average kit. So I'm saying if we can sign Semenyo, Mateta, Anderson, Wharton, a specialist wing back, can play left, right as well as defender, we will be so much better and complete. Interested. Where's my thing gone? Here we go. Yeah, look, I personally, Selwyn, have you heard what Amrin said to Bruno? I haven't. What did he say to Bruno? Did he say, pack your bags, you go in, get out of here? What did you say to Bruno? Did he tell him to piss off? Let us know, buddy. I haven't heard what he said to Bruno Fernandes, but hopefully it is hilariously funny and he's told him to piss off, because it will be brilliant. The teacher's pet to do one. So look, I mean, I think look, Semenyo for me, I like him. I think we need to concentrate on centre midfielders, right? I'd like Semenyo. I'd love him. I think he's a great player. But I think if our budget is only allows for 2 centre midfielders, I'd much prefer. I think we can do all right with number 10s. I think we probably should focus on 2 centre mid, 2 world class or 2 brilliant centre midfielders, a wing back, maybe a striker, and another defender. But you know, he said you better be ready to be a rotation player next season, mate. If that is true, I would be all over that. I mean, look, if there's any ounce of truth in that, I would love it, because I think that we need a culture shift. We do. I think we absolutely need a culture shift in this club, and if it means that Bruno Fernandes is going to go, so be it. I'll get down now to the last couple of kits. I'm going to go with this one next. Let's get through them. Let's go to this one, because we've not done this one yet. So let's go to this one. What are we thinking? What are we thinking about this particular kit? So this is the 11-12 season, I think. So this was, I think, for one season, this kit. This was the 11-12 season. So this was, I think, City won this season. Santa Claus is coming to town. Isaac, hope he's not coming to town just yet, mate, because it'll be a little bit too early. Yeah, I hope he's not coming to town just yet, because it'll be a tad too early. But yeah, I mean, I've already got Christmas tunes playing in my house. We need 2 to replace Lindelof, Evans, Ericsson, Maguire, Ugarte, Cass also leaves. We need to replace them with 3 midfields, 3 defenders. We need proper squad depth also. Selwyn, mate, I think you're spot on, buddy. I think you are spot on, my friend. We'll go through the kits, and we can talk a little bit more about the team as well, because we did go through some stuff today. Not a fan of this one. Agreed. I'm not the biggest fan of this one either. So I think this one can go in the average. In the average one. Next one we'll go for the other white kit, which is, it's not that one. It is. We've done that one. I think it is. Might have done that one. I think it's this blue one. Let me check. We've done the blue one. Yeah, we've done that one. Maybe that's a double up then. Maybe it's the gold one. I haven't got it. Where is it? Here we go. I think it's this one. Yeah, it is. Yeah. This one. Here we go. So we've got this gold one. I actually quite like this one. I'm not going to lie. I actually quite like this one. 07. This is 06 to 08. This one's 06 to 08. I actually quite like this one. I think it's a nice kit. I've got no problem with this kit at all. I actually think it's quite nice. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts on this kit. Steve says, all the talk this week is about giving contracts to players who have well outstayed their welcome. Follow Wednesday also. Amas is doing well on loan. In English football, I support United. Wednesday, Cult, classic jersey. Yeah, agreed with you. We'll go through as well. We can go through the play contracts as well, by the way. We'll finish doing this. And then I do have, it's over here. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So we'll go through this, and then I can do a little bit of an update. Vida comes to mind. Cult classic jersey there. Yeah, I agree. I think this is I do think this is a fantastic kit. I do like this kit. So we'll get through these, and then I'll go through basically some of the news that we went through this afternoon. There is a little bit of news, and look, guys, we can talk about whether this is a Friday night show. So we can do whatever we like, really. So let's do that. We'll do that one as a cult kit. And then we've got the sort of the last 3. So we'll go to the last 3. So we've got 3 more to do. We've got this one. I think this is the same one. Is it the same one? Yeah. So we've got this one. This is the black kit from 07, 08. John, your beard's getting thicker. Isaac, it is, mate. No, it is. I need to shave it off. No, I do. I need to shave it. And the thing is with this beard, right? Because it's grey, the more that it grows, the more A, I look old, and B, I look like a hobo. And it's not against anyone that is a hobo. That's I'm sure there are some really, really, amazing ones out there. But yeah. Wash shampoo. I use. You're going to get started now on. I use. What's that German shampoo called? It's the caffeine German shampoo. Can't think what it's called now. CI last kit. I'm happy to be steered. If you think that's a legendary kit, I'm happy to be led. Guys, tell me. Alperson, that's what it's called. It's called. It's you reach the age when you have to listen to jazz music, mate. I love a bit of jazz music. Honestly, I'll tell you a story as well, right? So, what are we saying? So we're saying that it's is it a red bottle? No, it's it's a like a dark grey with a red top. So it's got a red top on it, and it's like a carbon grey, and it's Alpazin. Yes, I use it as well. See, legendary, legend. I use that in combination with minoxidil. Just to try and keep the old. Would you? Well, no, because I tell you one thing, Isaac, you don't want to use on that is sauce. Yeah, and when I say sauce, I'm not talking about ketchup. I'm talking about the brand sauce, as in SURCE, and basically it's made with mint. It's called like mint. You don't want to wash with that. Do not wash with mint. Yeah, Isaac comes on here with some random stuff. Just don't ignore Isaac. Isaac is likes to do his own thing. Isaac is Isaac is random. So yeah, he's good. Do you use the? Isaac, I'm not doing that, mate. Mate, look, Isaac, you can tell the chat. You tell the chat what you do, mate. You can tell the chat, what you use, what you Isaac, the king of random chat. So I'll leave you do that, my friend. Would be lovely if he was from Cape Town. It's saying in Cape Town, when you guys get old, we'd say you listen to jazz music. It's not the same, but English, but it's the same. If you have to say it in Afrikaans. Look, mate, I'm of an age where there are things that I would never thought that I would do that I do now. So that's what happens when you get older, right? So I'm going to put this into just for Scott, legendary status, just for Scott. And then we've got 2 more kits to get through. Let's quickly get through these kits, and then we can shift over and do other stuff. So have I done that one? No. Last but one kit is the blue one. Is the AIG all blue kit. I actually quite like this one. I don't think we've done this one, have we? No, I don't think we have. Or have we? I think we've done this kit. I just think I've put it in twice. I think I've just put this kit in twice, I think. Have I put it in twice? No. Ignore me. Ignore me. That one's been done. Ignore me. Ignore me. JB has cardies. He's old. Also smokes a pipe. But I'm going to put that into class anyway. Because because it is class. So I think there is a different one to that one. But I'm just going to put it in there. Last but not least, there's one more kit that I'm going to put in there. I'll let you guys. I'm going to let you guys have the final say on this one because I think it's only fair. There you go. Liv says Colt. Lev says Colt. I'm gonna save the. I've saved this kit until last. You tell me. I will let you guys decide. I'll let you guys decide on this kit. You can tell me. Someone says, how much players have gone off the radar after leaving? United is not the problem. Players can't handle the pressure. Mental midgets. Now the club gets blamed. We're not a club for peak people. It won't work. Colt also says, Scott, I'll wait for never a fan of this jersey. I think Colt as well. I'm sort of on the because I am sort of exactly Colt. Yeah, I think I'm probably on the same. For me, I've never been a fan, but I can sort of see why people would think Colt. So I'm happy. I'm happy for you guys to overrule on that one, and we'll put that up into Colt. Arson and reminds me. Yeah. So guys, I mean, look, that is the That is the kits done. The 8-2 exactly. Hence that's why that's the old Colt kit comes into mind there. So I'm just gonna do my screen actually. Let's see if I can make this a bit bigger. As the vicar said, let's do that. Let me see if I can make this a little bit bigger. Here we go. Get a step back a little bit. Here we go. So we can make it a bit bigger. Beep, beep, beep. Go this way. Here we go. Here we go. Let's see how we do with that one. Hopefully that's worked. There you go. So yeah, look, that was the. Oh, I want to see if that's worked. If I can get in there. Yeah, cool. So look, that was the sort of the shirts. I'm gonna try to step back a little bit. Jesus Christ. Here we go. It's better. Oh God. Here we go. Big Tottenham bro. Tottenham is better. Tottenham is better. Let Osimhen leave. Do I think that Tottenham is better? Someone says we had men playing for the club. We dominated football. Social media came into place, started to be wrapped in cotton and coddled. Now we've got men crying to agents and social media. Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with any of it. Let me just this bloody camera. Where is it? Honestly. Here we go. A bit better. Awesome, cool. Here we go, cool. It says 3-2. Mohammed says 3-3-2. Fair enough. Fair enough. Fair enough. Mohammed said 3-2. Yeah. Someone says, I've been to Turkey. The ice cream guy played with me. I told him, okay, I get the joke. They continue went overboard. So I dished in his ice bucket and walked away. United can't win. Aaron says United can't win games in a row. I think you find that we won 3 games in a row and haven't lost for 5. Look, I'm not here to say that we're back or anything, but to basically say we can't win games in a row, Aaron, is a little bit silly because we basically have done so. I don't really know where you're going with that one. Hammond says Galatasaray is better. That's your opinion. Someone says, look at the players of the 90s, early 2000s, real men, how we got. Because one of the things that I wanted to say, and look, people bring this up all of the time, right? And look, I don't this is, and tonight's show is your show. This is about what you guys want. Mohammed, listen. If you don't stop spamming, the ban hammer comes out. So look, mate, you don't need to spam. We know that you like Turkey. Otherwise the ban hammer comes out. Like, I don't want to ban you. Nobody wants to ban you. But I'm just saying, look, I get it. You like Turkey. I'm recognising Turkey. I'm not getting anything against Turkey. But look, Selwyn, look, mate, you're fine. Because no one else sees it other than people in the chat. So you're fine. But yeah, Mohammed, just look, mate, just chill. Just chill, my friend. Like, people respect Turkey. The only reason why people will stop respecting is if you keep spamming the chat. But look, I get it. I am more than happy for you to be proud of your country. More than happy for you to be proud of your team. Look, just cool. Just chill. So to go back by what Selwyn says, and I think Selwyn does make a good point. I'm going to put this point there because I think that, so we're talking about the leadership team, right? And we were talking about, and there's been spoken about how Maguire, for example. So we've got somebody on here called OB who comes on, and OB's brilliant. OB's been a big fan of this channel. I say fan, he's been a supporter of this channel. He's Agent OB, the same as Agent Scott as well. How's Daddy JB tonight? It was delicious, not worth for the effort of catching. So when we're talking about leaders, right, and we're talking about OB made a good point, right, and he's basically saying that Maguire needs to stay because leadership. And I don't disagree in terms of leadership of this current team, but going back to what Selwyn was saying, and this is my opinion on it. So the likes of Maguire, Luke Shaw, and those sort of people, right? If that's the epitome right now of our leadership, and what I mean is that Harry Maguire is lauded around because he had the captaincy, right, and then it got taken away from him, right, and he's come back a little bit, and I do to a degree admire that, right. But when we compare him to people like Beckham, and we compare him that people like Beckham was absolutely vilified in this country by everybody. He had effigies made of him. He was hung over. There were effigies of him hung over tower bridges. It was horrific. It was absolutely destroyed. If that was anybody else in any other team, they would have been absolutely battered. Right after what he did against Argentina, right? Against Argentina, to then come back and be England captain, to come back what he did. As much as I like Maguire, as much as I do like him, and I do think he's got some good mental strength. It's nothing. It's nothing compared. It's nothing. It's nothing compared to Beckham. What Beckham went through, like Maguire. Look, I like Maguire, but the mental impact on Beckham would have been 100-fold, and he come through it. You know, you've got the likes of, you know, even the likes of, you know, Roy Keane, you know, trying to keep a title winning team winning. You know, the players that were week after week, game after game, winning. You know, so, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo, you know, when he went to the Euros and got Rooney sent off, he came back. He could have left. He came back and became one of the best players in the entire world. You know, our club is littered with heroes. Our club is littered with absolute super strong players. And I just think that right now we've fallen so low that people like Maguire are put on a pedestal. I'm not saying that Maguire shouldn't be applauded for his comeback, but compared to what we've actually had in the past, I worry that we've lost what true leadership is, and that's my concern. But look, I do take my hat off to Maguire. So look, some news today, and we've spoken about already in regards to the sale. So there has been some sale talk. Let's have a look. Yeah. So a little bit of sell news, sell talk. So this has been put out there. There is no fresh update in terms of sales talk, right? But no news is good news. So there's a couple of bits and pieces that have been put out there today that look. We are talking about if this club is going to be bought out, the difference between last time sale and this sale is the Glazers absolutely needed to make it public because they needed people to come in and try to buy the club. This time, all we're going to know or all we're going to see from this club buying anybody will literally be when it happens. This is going to be more of a. Is that better? Is that better? So this is going to be more of a. I'm Catholic, so this is going to be more of a. So this sale, I'll go back to the sale, right? So this sale is going to be more of a traditional business sale, right? So this is going to be more of a traditional business sale where you're literally not going to hear what's happened until the sale, until it's actually been sold, right? Is this club up for sale? I believe this club always has been up for sale and is up for sale. One of the things that we need to consider here is the consortium. My bad, my headphones. It's cool. Let me know if you still can't hear me. I'm going to try to move away slightly more just because whatever's happening with the screen is all a bit weird. Sounds good on my side. Okay, cool. No lag. Check your connection. Cool. So one of the things we need to consider here in regards to the sale, the head looks massive now. I know it's this. So I'm basically using I'm doing this on OBS, right? So yeah, I'm trying to do like a vertical stream, but it's just looking weird. So look, yeah, I've got a weird head anyway, right? So it doesn't mean just because there's no news doesn't mean it is bad. You have to think about this as a there's a consortium. No, you're great. It was my headphones. Cool, legend. So we've got to think about this as there's a consortium, right? So people assume that because there's a Saudi consortium attached, that basically it means that they're going to have billions and billions and billions of pounds. Doesn't mean that. It could mean that they're building the consortium together, that they are actually trying to get different people in for this consortium. Also, another real thing to consider is the optics of this. Is you've got to think about Saudi, right? this club has to be taken over in the right way. So this is why they are approaching legends of the club like Cantona, Beckham. So what this could be, and what this potentially could be here, is look, they are looking to strike. If there is a consortium, which look again, I'm not going to rule it out. My original opinion on this is that this is an investment bid. And someone says the Glazers will never sell fully because it's a gift that keeps on giving. Glazers are never ending money glitch. Glazers, exactly. So my original opinion, and I can only tell you a different view just based on what has come out, is that my original opinion is that this is about investment. The Saudi or whoever this consortium is would come in and bail out the Glazers. But I actually do agree with you both. I do agree with Selwyn, but I also agree with Scott that if the money's right, the Glazers will sell this club. They would sell their own ground for £1. So they've got no problem. The May experience has sure out. I don't disagree. I don't disagree with you. I am a sure outer as well. We should not sell to Saudi. We don't need our club linked to the corruption, same as the Americans. You can't fan own a club. Well, it's difficult. They will sell if the money is right. Again, I've said my ownership before. I'd love, and look, I don't know the ins and outs of how possible it would be. I don't think it would be, but if I was in an ideal world, I would love this club to be owned by fans, right? I would absolutely love to do that. It's not going to happen. I'd even love a point, Selwyn, where let's just say somebody like a Sir Jim part owns it with the fans. I've got no problem with that. I've got no problem in fans owning the club or Sir Jim buying the club and people and us living off of what we make. I've got no problem with that. I'm not asking for billions and billions of pounds. What I want is I want this club to be free of the debt. That is all I want. I want this club to be free of debt. But at the moment, I just don't see a way out of that unless somebody clears that debt. So look, I'm somewhere between you both. Exactly. I don't know how possible it would be, but in an ideal world, I would love us to be successful. Part owned by fans and part owned by like other people, or investors. It's not possible. So, and as Scott says, I do think the Glazers will sell. So look, don't sleep on this. I think if we're hoping for this constant news about a sale, we're not going to get it. We may not even get it next year. But I think there is something going to happen because this club needs to invest, right? The Moroccan and the Russian and Arabs ruin football. Arsenal are the complete team. This year. I would say the May experience. Don't sleep on City. I think City right now look like the only ones that can really put up a bit of a fight. And Arsenal, look, Arsenal are more complete than they have been, but I still think that Arsenal are not. I still think there are problems there. I do think there are. We've got the 99 kit is the best ever. Yes, it is. Agreed with you. It is the best kit ever. It absolutely is the best kit ever. So, yeah, really. So that's really sort of it. Really. What we are hearing a lot about is we are hearing again a lot about Adeyemi. We're hearing about being linked to Adeyemi. Arsenal being top now already tells where they'll finish second. Yeah, I do think that this person in the chat, I can't even pronounce what you're saying there. It's definitely ME playing games. Yeah, Scott, it's definitely ME. It's just trying to wind you up, mate. So there are a couple of things before I go. So what have we seen today? We've seen Adeyemi. There are reports linking to him today on the basis that Vel brought him through at RB. So there are links to him, just like you've done to JB. Oh, hilarious! Been wondering why anybody in Adeyemi I don't think will sign him though. United midfield is pony. The May experience, mate. You are only speaking the truth. Our midfield is atrocious. Our midfield is awful. Our midfield is horrendous. I agree with you. Personally, Adeyemi for me, I'd rather sign Bowen. Yeah, agree. We're being linked to him today. Now, look, we could be linked to players because his contract ends in 2027. So next year, he's going to have a 1 year left on his deal. So look, this could be about bringing us into the equation because we absolutely love buying their players. Also, Adeyemi, I believe, has got an attitude problem. He's fallen out with Niko Kovacs, the manager, kicked water bottles everywhere. Potentially one of those players that's an issue. We do love a Dortmund issue player, so it could be that as well. So I think he's going to sign a new deal. I don't think we're going to go anywhere near this. It will be very, very expensive for a player right now that we don't need, and I think we are going to be. I think we're going to basically spend money elsewhere. So we're going to put. So I think we'll spend that money elsewhere. Also, Schlotterbeck as well. So linked to Schlotterbeck from Dortmund as well. 24, 25 years old. I think there could be something in this. I really do like this player. Again, contract ending in 2027. Year left on his deal next year. I think that there could be something in it. So Schlotterbeck for me, and apparently according to Plettigol, a journalist in the Bundesliga, knows his stuff. I think he could be an option for us as well. So I would watch that. And apparently we are front runners in that deal. I don't know how much work we've done behind the scenes, but it would be nice. Look, I'm pleased that we're being linked to Schlotterbeck. She's toxic. Google it. What do we say? I do live in Germany. He got married with Verth London. She will destroy his football. She's toxic. Yeah. So again, this plays like that. What else has come out today before I go? Look. So we've got Anderson. Anderson is going to be one for the summer. I mean, any talk of Anderson right now, look, unless United are extremely ambitious and foolish, then they're going to go for Anderson. Now, I saw something on indicating news basically saying that that United are going to do something silly in this window. They're going to do something big. Look, I think Baleba, Anderson, I think will be summer deals. Joe Gomez, again, I'm not sure. I'm adamant on this, and I will hammer my nuts to the wall on this one. I think so. Gallagher will be the one for me. I think, not necessarily saying that I want him, but I think he's going to be the one. I absolutely think that he's going to be the one that comes in. I think they've already done the work. Hammer says Sane. Sane, at one point, I would have liked Sane. I think we were linked to him when he was in Bayern. But Sane, for me, that ship has sailed. The Sane ship has long sailed. We don't need him. Baleba, for me, so when I'm in two minds, right? I like Baleba. I do. I still like Baleba. I still think that he is the one that I would go with as well. I do like Baleba. I do. I get what people say, but I just think for me, I think him and Anderson would work extremely well. Steeler as well. Wharton, I'm not too fussed on Wharton, by the way. Again, I think he's a great player, but my preference would be a Steeler, Anderson, Baleba, Anderson as well. So those two for me would be the ones that I like. Mohammed says 3-3. Selwyn says Gallagher knows the EPL. He's a solid player, but he can't elevate our midfield too without being the best in the world. But it's another Chelsea reject. And it is, look, Scott, I don't necessarily want him full term. But if we are going to get players, and I think we need a midfielder, we're not getting top four. Ultimate Warrior says, United. What do you want me to do with that, mate? I don't know what you want me to do with that, mate. I don't know. I mean, at least tell me to shove it up my, but I don't know. Mohammed, mate, you don't need to apologise, my friend. I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that comment, mate. Mate, banter is welcome on this channel. Absolutely no problem at all. Banter is the spice of life, right? But come on, mate. I need a little bit more than we're shy. I need a little bit more than that. Come on. I know you're better than that. I know that you can absolutely give us some better banter than that. You can give me some banter. But so it says, if his head got turned by the rumours, he will handle the pressure by ready to his age. For United, he needs to mature before coming to United when the media is going to be. And Selwyn, you make a good point. I'm a Liverpool fan. Look, mate, you are welcome here. We have Liverpool fans here all of the time. Absolutely no problem with that at all. We've got some amazing Liverpool fans who come on here. Don't mind the banter. Ultimate, all I'm going to say, mate, is this, right? People in glass houses shouldn't throw stones. That's all. Look, that's all I'm going to say, right? Ultimate Warrior. If we are apparently like absolutely diabolical, right? We are absolute dog, right? And we're still on the same points, and we beat you. So all I'm saying right now is that just be careful, because look, you may go on a run and win 10 games, 15 games, and you might go and win the Premier League, right? But come on now. Let's be fair. We beat you for the first time in 10 years. I'm not saying that we've not been appalling, but all I'm saying is, come on now. Come on. Let's be friends. Let's look, I'm not saying that you're a troll. All I'm saying is that it's a bit like if United are that. Look, that is exactly my point. We are supposed to be, SHIT, right? And you're down there with us, and you've spent nearly £500 million. So, what does that say? Also, I don't want to bring this in. Look, I don't want to bring this in, but I am going to pull the card out. How many leagues have you won in 34 years? Like, how many leagues have you won in 34 years? What, 2? Is it? Look, I'm just giving you stats, right? Yes, you won the league last season, but how many leagues is that you've won now? That's 2 Premier Leagues. Well done. This is probably one of the worst defences of a title I've probably seen ever. Also, the fact you went and spent nearly £500 million on players as well. I'm just saying. Liverpool fans troll. I'm a United and Galatasaray fan. A grown man calling himself Ultimate Warrior. If United, yeah, I agree. I'm Fenerbahce fan, but I want you to go back to the old times. Thank you, my friend. All United. Ultimate Warrior 20. Oh, so right. So you're 20 years old. Look, cool. Look. Ultimate, you are welcome here, my friend. Look, as long as you don't mind banter, as long as you don't mind, if you give it, I'm going to be careful what I say here because I don't want to insult your mum and I don't want to insult people's mums. I was just going to say, as long as you can give it and take it, Scott says 130 million flop. We got 20 before you. Come back, win your top dog in the EPL, brother. It's 2 a.m. My weed is up. Beer is going down. Shower and sleep. Yeah, mate, you legend. Legend. Selwyn, go and have a sleep, my friend. Absolutely deserve. You are a legend of this chat. We won the league 20 times, so have we. Lessons are still not being learnt from Ronaldo's absence. Look, mate, we never learnt from his absence. Absolutely never have, and I don't think that we ever will. So that's us, really, isn't it? In a nutshell. Look, Liverpool fans. Look, 20 years old. Let me ask you a question, Ultimate Warrior. Let me ask you a question, and this is literally a legitimate question. Have you watched the Dog Leash documentary on Netflix? Just Ronaldo never existed. Yeah, it's a question. Have you watched it? Because I'm telling you now, as a Liverpool fan, right? If you want to know about your history, go and watch that because it is brilliant. Even as a United fan of over 38 years, it is an amazing watch. And look, it will explain why, as much as Liverpool look banter. Right, there's always respect there, mate. Always respect that. If you're a Liverpool fan, go and watch that because that is absolutely even as a United fan, it is brilliant. It is absolutely immense, and because not only do you learn about your club, but you learn about the history of your club as well. I mean, there's a part in it where I don't know if you're aware, but it was one of the Champions League final, one of the European Cup finals. And yeah, just all I'm going to say, watch it because it is immense. So watch it. What does a 20-year-old know about United CR7? And he was a lone man. There are 4 or 5 good players in prime United. Ronaldo's absence would have weakened them too. No. Look, okay. No. Cristiano. All I'm going to say is this: Cristiano was an amazing player. United plane crash, mate. That's all history. Mm, mm, look, all I'm saying with that comment that you just made, I hope that that's not a look at what he says. Look, ultimate. What I'm going to say to you next is I'm hoping that that's you not saying that that's all we've got, because I mean, as a comment, mate, I think that is probably below the belt. That is probably a yeah. Look, I mean, ultimate. I mean, with that comment, mate, I think you're pretty much yeah. I mean, mate. I mean, that's probably one of the worst things, my friend, I think I've ever heard. I mean, mate. I mean, that is pretty. It's so bad, and what's quite interesting is that I've just clipped that comment up, right? I've just literally clipped that comment up because I think that's probably one of the worst things that you can probably say. Look, mate, I gave you respect. I gave you respect. Talking about your club in a good light, 20 years old, and you say a comment like that on a United fan channel, and probably, mate, one of the most disgusting things that you can probably say. I mean, I'm pretty stunned, mate. I'm pretty stunned, mate. I'm pretty stunned. That's all I can say. Ultimate Warriors, I'm pretty stunned, mate. Yeah, mate. That is yeah, mate. That is a ban, mate. That is a wow. Well, look, all we're gonna do, Scott, is we're gonna no, I can't do that. Look, we're gonna move on from that. We're gonna move on from that, mate, because that is a yeah. Look, we're gonna I mean, look, there are things that are said, right, and we don't mind the banter, but I mean, Jesus Christ, I mean, whether or not he meant to say that or not, I mean, people need an education. Jesus, I mean, that is. I'm pretty stunned by that. I'm not going to lie. Yeah, I mean, just goes to show, doesn't it? It just goes to show what it just goes to show look, there's comments like that from kids of that age. It just goes to show what sort of world that we're currently in, right? If you can be so blasé about things, I would never be blasé about anything that's happened to clubs like that. Scott, mate, that's more than a P take, mate. That is just absolutely disrespectful. What, mate? You are banned, mate. Absolutely banned. I mean, absolutely banned, mate. Again, I mean, I just it's not often that I'm lost for words, right? But when you get people like that, I mean, that is exactly. I mean, there are some things that transcend football. I think, Scott, mate, I on this occasion, my friend, I think I agree with that statement. There is not many times where I'm lost for words. There are certain things that should transcend football, and that's one of them. No, it was no, Kevin. It was a basically saying our history. They are They are. I mean, you give, but do you know the worst part of that, Elijah, is I actually don't think he was a troll. I actually think like that's how people think. Like it's almost a bit like that's how he thinks. Like he doesn't think that there's anything wrong in saying that. Like I don't even think he was a troll. I don't think he was a troll. I literally think that's what he thinks. I just said I can't see the line from last year. Their lower teams are barely winning. Don't know, mate. I was going to sleep, but the piece of angered me. I'm going to stay and speak about. Yeah, look, he's gone now. He's gone. He's done. He's finished on this channel. I mean, look, there are certain things, right, that transcend football. Right, there are certain things that should bring people together, and it doesn't really matter about football at that point. And I think it just for me it just goes to show somebody of that age who thinks in that way is scary. I was brought up from an era of a time where even though there are rival fans, there are certain things. There are certain things in life that you do, right? There are certain respectful things in life that you do, you don't do. Exactly that. And there are things that transcend football, and you come together, and it's really scary. That's probably one of the first that I have to say, in any argument, and I've been doing this now for 5-6 months, right? And I've been called all sorts of stuff, right? I've been called all sorts of stuff. Bad people say whatever. The people say some vile things, right? I've never heard that. And I've had football arguments my whole life. Since I've been on here, I've had absolutely, diabolical stuff said. But I never look. Selwyn, Scott. Look, at the end of the day, right? I get it, right? That I think having a reactionary knee jerk to something like that, I think is, and then you apologise straight after. Look, I get it, right? But yeah, that kid's gonna have problems. Football Chief says BMW 640D or the X4M. Scott, mate, sometimes you just got to own it, right? Sometimes you just got to own it. Lav says, even though I'm not from the UK, it was awful what he meant to say. Yeah, exactly, my friend. What are you supposed to say? You just gotta. Sometimes you just gotta say it and just ban them. 640D or the X40. Let me look for a second. BMW 640D. IM4. Lock me up for a night in this. Steve says the hatred goes right back to the building of United Ship Canal. They've never got over it. I mean, if it was somebody who was like, I don't know, if it was somebody who was like 50s, 60s, 70s, fair enough. But we've got a kid. He's 20 years old. I mean, Jesus Christ. I mean, Kevin says my point about Cunha is that Garnacho could have been trained and taught better than Amarin did. Interesting, Kevin. I don't know. I think Garnacho, it was a law unto himself, mate. I don't know. I mean, look, at some point you've got to go in you've got to back the manager. The problem for me is when players think they're big. When a player or a manager thinks they're bigger than this club, then they basically have to go, right? So yeah. So I think it is the right thing. So guys, on that note, I am going to go. brilliant show tonight. Other than that idiot, the last idiot who decided to bring the tone down slightly, like the idiot that he was. But you know, we experience everything on here, and you know, we react in the calm way that we do, with respect, as we always do. Kevin says, well, look at his Chelsea career already, 250 minutes, less than Cunha, and 4 times as many goal contributions. Someone says, I'm from South Africa, so it does not hit me in the way from a guy from England, but I'm a United sport for over 30 years, and it's a massive club. So we all know a bit about history and industrial revolution. Exactly. So guys, look, I won't be back tomorrow. I won't be back tomorrow. I am away tomorrow, so I won't be back tomorrow. I will be back on Sunday, so I'll be back on Sunday night. But look at what Cunha brings to the team. We have up on your 20. We've given up on a 20-year-old too early. Kevin, I don't think we gave up on him. I think he gave up on us. I do. I think he gave up on the club. Do I think we will live to regret it? Possibly. And Kevin, you know, I'm not gonna say your opinion is wrong, because you know what we're about on here. You've got to have your opinion. You're entitled to that opinion, and you could well be right. You could well be right that Garnacho could be a missed opportunity. I can't say not, because I think he's a very, very talented player. But I think he gave up on us. Kevin, I don't disagree. The lad is a talented lad. I think he gave up on us. I think that he was out of order, but I think that he didn't want to be here, and I think he gave up. I think he gave up on the club, and then I think that it was abundantly clear at that point that there was no turning back. And I mean, I'm even talking about from him. I don't even think that he wanted to play. So I think it's a case of there's nothing that we could have done. So I think that he's made his choice. I think he's made his career path. His attitude changed after Amarin stitched him up in the final. Again, Kevin, I mean, look, these opinions, mate, is your opinion. I think some people share that opinion. I probably was halfway house in your opinion until he was wearing a Aston Villa shirt, until he was saying the things that he did. As a 20-year-old in the worst United team for 40 years, he had 21 goal contributions. Kevin, I'm not disagreeing that the talent was there, but the attitude's wrong. Look, I'm not disagreeing with those stats, but the attitude was wrong, mate. We had to purge. We had to purge. Like, all I'm going to say to you is, in my humble view, when I think about this sort of stuff, would Fergie have kept him? I don't think he would have done. I think he needed to go for himself. I think he needed to go. Look, you're not going to hear anything from me other than I think I'm glad he's gone from an attitude perspective. We could regret it. Look, there is no doubt that there is a talent there, but is he going to fulfill that potential? He's not a problem anymore. Kevin says, yes, I agree. He went too far with Thesis forcing his move, but my point is Amarin let it go that far. Ferguson wouldn't have let it get that far, not a million years. You don't know. you don't know. The footballer these days is a very different football player. Would Fergie have let it go that far? No. But you look at what Fergie did do. He let Pogba go, Revel Morrison go because his attitude wasn't right. You know, if you look at the youngsters that Fergie brought through, none of them had that. Like if you look, sorry mate, I've dragged you down a rabbit hole. No, Kevin, mate, look, this is your show. No problem at all. But look, you've got your opinion on it. Rabbit holes on a Friday night Saturday morning are absolutely fine. Kevin, I just think you make some good points. I think it's a very good talking point. The comments that I like. I mean, people can say what they like, right? People can say what they like. What I like about comments like that are probably different to other people's is that you're making your point, but you are explaining your point. Not that you need to explain it, but I like the fact that you can have a debate, and I think that's important. Is the case that you're not saying that he should stay. You are putting your point across, giving your points, and I don't necessarily disagree. I don't agree with some of them, but mate, I think if everybody was like that, I think we could have more of a better debate about different things. Garnacho was surrounded by Rashford, Sancho, and whoever the other bad eggs were. It influenced him, and his attitude went sour. I can't disagree with you. I think that if people don't think that culture had an impact on these players, it completely did. It completely did. A Garnacho coming through, and this is why I say that we failed a lot of young players. I think I've even said it when Garnacho left, that I think that Garnacho has been failed by this club as well. Has been failed by the bad eggs around him, as you say. And if Garnacho came into, and that is a good question. If he'd have come through with the likes of, even let's just say he came through with the likes of, let's for argument's sake just say he'd come in when Cristiano came in, right around that 04 mark, and he had the likes of and he had the likes of Akeem there, Scholesy, Giggsy, Rooney to a degree, and had the likes of those players there, would he have had the attitude that he did? We certainly did give them too much. Good points. I think if Garnacho had in Fergie teams in 08, 99, 97, 4 and 2, any of that teams would be a man, not a diva. Yeah, guys, good points. But guys, look, on that, like Kevin, mate, after the idiot that we had before that, Kevin, it's always nice to end on a good debate, my friend. So thank you for bringing that into the show, Kevin. Absolute legend. So look, guys, I am going to go. Thank you to you all for coming into the show tonight. Absolutely brilliant. I love doing these sort of different shows. I will be back to my normal sort of format on Sunday. No show tomorrow because I'm basically not here. Take it, legend, Kevin. As always, my friend. Yeah, have a good weekend, guys. I will be back on Sunday. Imagine Brucey or Sparky or Brian McClare, dude, would have made him mate. Brian McClare, absolute. I love that guy, just legendary. Look, guys, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the chat. Look, I love doing these shows. These evening shows are my favourite ones. Just you guys always bring the fire, always bring the chat. Never know. Like, thank you for supporting this channel. We are pushing 25,000 now, as well, which is amazing, which is unbelievable, really. But yeah, guys, you are absolutely amazing. Exactly, Selwyn. Exactly. That guy wouldn't last 2 seconds. He's going to get himself hurt one day. But guys, yeah, you guys are legendary. Thank you for making this channel, as big as it is. Thank you for being here with me. I hope tonight's show was a little bit of fun as well. Going through the old kits and that sort of stuff. I love all that. So look, guys, I'll be back on Sunday. Have a good rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. I'm JB. This is the United Devil channel, and I will be back on Sunday. So take care. Whatever you do, be safe, and I'll see you guys.